Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'll be doing is Ohio State just announced that Will Howard is going to be the starting quarterback for the 2024-2025 season, and I want to kind of give my reaction, give my opinion on what I think about this move. Going into this year's 2024 training camp and like summer camp, it was obviously we were going to be coming down to figure out who's going to be starting quarterback. Could have been Will Howard. There was Devin Brown, Lincoln Kierholz from last year were kind of the two options that we kind of thought could maybe get it. Will Howard transferred in. Julian Sayin transferred from Alabama. Aaron Nolan was a recruit coming in. A lot of good options, but I think Ohio State kind of made the right choice. They went with a veteran. They went with somebody that's proven that they can compete at a high level in college football. He competed at Kansas State. He's played there for the past couple of years. He's played at the high levels. He's won bowl games. He's won conference title, won a Big 12 title back in 2022 for Kansas State. Ryan Day and Chip Kelly both came out here recently, and they just announced that he's going to be the starter going forward. They said he earned it, and I'm going to kind of just give my opinion. Like I said, give my opinion, look at kind of what they've been saying, look at what the coaches have been saying, and kind of give some input as to why I feel like they made this move. And like I said, just kind of give a reaction. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, starting off, like I said, with Will Howard being named the starter, kind of talking about it real quick. As we know, Kyle McCord, he transferred out. He's going to Syracuse. Best of luck to him. So we had to find a quarterback. We tried Devin Brown in the bowl game last year. He didn't work out. He ended up getting, I believe, hurt. Lincoln Kierholz came in. He was, best way to say it, bud, you were mid. I think Ryan Day pretty much knew at that moment, okay, we need to make some changes. We brought in a new offensive coordinator in Chip Kelly. We went ahead, changed up some things with the quarterbacks, got a bunch of new transfers in. Like I said, with Julian Sayin, got Aaron Nolan in as a recruit. Will Howard also transferred in. And we pretty much said, okay, it's any man's job. All of you, good luck. Will Howard ended up winning the job, and as you can see here, and I quote from Ryan Day, we're really excited about Will being the starter. Day said, quote, he is really taking command of the offense. You feel him in the huddle. You feel his experience. He did a really good job of changing his body in the offseason, so he's become a threat, both with his legs and with his arm. The more he understands and what he's doing out there, he's really executing very well. And I do like that because, as you see, he's 6'4", 235 pounds. Usually quarterbacks that big, they don't move that well. We saw with CJ Stroud, he was not very a mobile quarterback until the end of his career, and now even in the NFL, he got some legs on him, and he can move if he needs to. And one of the big things with Ohio State, when we were really, really good with JT Barrett, Justin Fields, hell, even Dwayne Haskins at times, he maybe sometimes went out there and used his legs just a little bit, but he used his legs. It was the mobile quarterback, the read option, take the quarterback and just run with it. I think Ryan Day is starting to look at these quarterbacks we're getting, and it's like, okay, they're not going to be mentally like as advanced as CJ Stroud was. Like CJ Stroud, he was like on another level. Like there's your good quarterbacks, your great quarterbacks, and then there was CJ Stroud. Like his mind with football was like 10 out of 10. And I think Ryan Day is kind of looking at these quarterbacks and he's like, you guys are all really good. You just don't have the mind power and the mind strength to understand the offense, to go out there and just see the way the play's working before it even gets snapped, the ball even gets snapped. So what do? You ask the quarterback, hey, do you got some legs on it? Can we throw some trick plays? Can we try and almost like throw off the defense a little bit? Because these past few years, especially like I said with Dwayne Haskins and CJ Stroud, they've been kind of getting used to the Ohio State offense being like more, and even Kyle McCord, it's been more play action, kind of seeing what the defense give you, long balls, trying to go for the home run shots. Not really a lot of running with the quarterback. Now, if we can run with Will Howard, that could be a big thing for us. Now, real quick, looking at Will Howard's stats. Like I said, last year, 2023, and even the 2022 season, because like I said, 2022 was whenever Kansas State won the Big 12 title. That was whenever they went and actually won a Big 12 title, which I was highly shocked they did it. That was the year they beat, I believe, TCU in that game, and everybody thought TCU was going to be out of the playoffs, but they still made it. But Kansas State, they won that year. He had a good stat line, Will Howard did. 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He didn't do bad. He just didn't do amazing. I would say he did good. Last year, 2023, he got most of the playing time. He was actually pretty much the full-time starter the entire year. 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He did better. 16 sacks, 140 passer rating. Like, he showed up a big time for this team. And when it came to running the football, again, he was very good. 81 rushing attempts, 351 yards. He had 9 rushing touchdowns, so he can move the ball if he needs to. Plus also 70 yards. He ran one for 70 yards. This dude, if he needs to pull it and he needs to tuck it and run, he will. Now, the one thing I'm kind of looking at with Will Howard is this. He has good stats. Like I said, good stats. But what we've been accustomed to with Ohio State, like I said, go the whole way back to Braxton Miller, to JT Barrett, to then Dwayne Haskins, to then Justin Fields, to then CJ Stroud. These guys have, and now, and even Kyle McCord last year, even with Kyle McCord, even though we said he sucked, he put up some decent stats. If by the end of the year, Will Howard puts up 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, I'm going to be shocked that we even made it to the playoffs. Like, we have become accustomed, I feel like, with Ohio State, that our quarterbacks need to throw, like, at least 35 to 40 touchdowns, and at minimum, like at max, I would say max, maybe 8 interceptions, if that. It's almost like these past, like I would say about, what, 5 or 6 years, if our quarterback isn't at least a Heisman finalist, there's something wrong. Now, why do I feel like they went with Will Howard? Like I said, experience is one thing. The way how he's kind of played the past couple of years with Kansas State, he has the experience of going out there playing in real time. Devin Brown has showed multiple times that he's got multiple opportunities, and he's just not been able to show up to the big, like, moments. I mean, we let him go out there against Missouri, and he didn't do good. We let Lincoln Kierholtz go out there. He had a whole second half in the prime time when the blood's pumping. You got a chance to win a bowl game for Ohio State, and you shit the bed. Julian Sayin and Aaron Nolan, I think, are still young, so Will Howard, pretty much by process of elimination, he won the job. The other thing I think is Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, he looked at Will Howard and he said, you probably understand, maybe he understands the offense more, maybe within the meetings, he was able to talk to Will, and they're both kind of on the same page. They understand what the offense needs to be, they understand how the offense needs to work, and if they can go out there, and Will is operating the offense at a very high level, I think that's kind of reason why Will is going to take the job. From what I've seen on Ohio State, like Twitter pages, X pages, whatever, or articles, they've been saying Will Howard has had, in the whole entire training camp, he's had a bigger arm. Accuracy is still a little bit of a question mark. They're saying his accuracy could still get a lot better. But like I said, a big arm and he can move with his legs. That's kind of like his saving grace as to why I think he's going to pretty much excel this season. Now, when it comes to Will Howard, let's take a quick second and look at the schedule. When it comes to Will Howard, what do I expect out of him? The games like these Akrons, the Western Michigans, the Marshalls, these are your tune-up games. These are the games where I expect you, like especially like an Akron, a Western Michigan, a Marshall, you should be putting up, I'd say about 350 yards, let's say about 3 touchdowns, no picks. If you throw a pick across these 3 games, whatever. If you can go through these 3 games and you can get 9 touchdowns, maybe 10 touchdowns, 1 pick, and at least maybe 1,100 yards, if maybe like 1,000 to 1,100 yards, pretty good. And then along with that, if your rushing can be pretty good, like if you can come out of those 3 games as well and finish up with like, let's say 150 rushing yards across the 3 games, I'd be looking at you like, damn, Will, you pretty good. Then going through the schedule, you're going to have an away game against Michigan State. It's going to be your first time with Ohio State on the road. Can you go out there and show up against Michigan State? Iowa, always a tough place to play. Can you handle it? Even though we're at home, it's still a tough team to play. Their defense is, they're pesky defense. Then you're going to have 3 games this year. Every other game, I don't really care about. The 3 games that I care about that you need to show up: Penn State, Michigan, and Oregon. That Oregon game is going to be something. That Oregon game is going to be like your life is on the line, and we are banking our choice to make you the starter right here. Like your 2 toughest games. The Michigan game is going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be tough. But that is a home game, so you have a little bit of leeway with there, or like you have some kind of favorability. You're not going to have the crowd like in your ear the entire time. Like if you're on the road with Penn State and with Oregon, it's going to be hell. I'd say every other game, the 9 other games, you should be able to win those games. These 3 games, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. If you can get through those games, I will be a very happy boy. If you can get through Oregon, I will be happy. But then it's like you get that tune-up game against Nebraska, and then you're right back to Penn State. And let me tell you, that is going to be hell. And like I said with these quarterbacks, they went process of elimination. When you look at the quarterbacks that we could have had, Will is like the only option that I feel like, yeah, he's the guy. Because Lincoln shit the bed, Devin shit the bed, Julian and Air are still too young. Will, you're our guy. Please save us. Last thing before I wrap it up, I kind of want to say this. When it comes to Ryan Day, there is question marks about if we do not beat Michigan this year. Is Ryan Day going to be fired? I'm going to tell you right now, that is true. If we do not beat Michigan this year, he might lose his job. Like, I'm not even kidding. If we don't beat Michigan this year, he might be fired. There's going to be people fired because you can't fire. Like, we've let go of a bunch of different people. We've got a whole bunch of new coaches. We've got a whole bunch of new people around this team. We've got new players, new recruits coming in. Like I say, with all the new transfers, there's a lot of changes going on. And if Ryan Day does not beat Michigan this year and go back to the Big Ten title game and win the Big Ten title game this year, and even more, you have to go win a national championship this year. Because look at the team. This team is loaded. You're the second best betting odds to win the title this year. You have to win. I know it's a lot of pressure, but Ryan, you have to win. Good luck. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you like Will Howard being the starter? Not like Will Howard being the starter? You think they should have went with somebody else? Maybe with Devin Brown, like I said, Lincoln Kierholtz, Aaron Nolan, Julian Sayin, anybody else should have been the starter? Leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.